Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Saturday, January 17th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. Welcome one and all. Now you can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course, the 215 on Twitter. And without further ado, today's show, ladies and gentlemen, TNA Genesis is going down, well, tonight. And you know what we gotta do. We gotta review the show. It's TNA's first event of the year. We're gonna dive in all of that, but for now, you know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. All right, so before we get into Genesis, right, ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about the premiere last night. So AEW TNA made their debut on AMC, and it's been a long time coming for them to get back onto a major network. They haven't been on a major network since they were on Spike TV. They have been on a plethora of channels that weren't good for it, and this, even though it is a small deal, it is still a good deal for TNA. As for the overall show, it shows that they still have a lot of work to do. So they only had on this premiere show 3 matches. Like, let that sink in. That's not good, and you also didn't even feature your X Division champion, because the WWE wanted him for their European tour just for him to lose to, was it Mello, for the US Championship, right? So things happen. You know, we opened up with AJ Styles, who helped introduce the show. I do think in AJ's last year professional wrestling, he will wrestle at least one more match in TNA. Our opening contest was Matt and Jeff and Elijah taking on Ali and the Good Hands, which they won. We had Kazarian and AJ get involved in stuff. Santino has a new authority figure, which is none other than Sonya Deville, now going by Daria Ray, and she immediately turned heel. She also introduced the newest knockout, Elena Black, formerly known as Cora Jade. The Elegance had defeated the Inspiration to become the new Knockouts Tag Team Champions, and the Inspiration are no longer a part of TNA. We got a new Knockouts title belt because there are visa issues, which we'll go into tonight. We're going to get it for the show. Other things happen, and Mike Santana defeated Kaz to become the new TNA champion. So we'll dive more into the show on the recap on Monday, but let's get into Genesis. Before we get into 2026, we know we got to talk about 2025. So last year's Genesis took place at the Curtis Caldwell Center, with 2026 also taking place at the Curtis Caldwell Center. So the card had 10 matches, 2 on the pre-show. Jake Something defeated Ashanti the Adonis. Kaz defeated Leon Slater. Those were both on the pre-show. Moose defeated Ace Austin to retain the X Division Championship. Eric Young and Steve Macklin defeated the System. Spitfire retained the Knockouts Tag Team Championship, defeating Ash and Heather by Elegance. Tessa Blanchard defeated Jordan Grace. Mike Santana defeated Josh Alexander in an I Quit match. The Hardys defeated the Rascals, retaining the Tag Team Championship. Masha Slamovich defeated Rosemary in a Clockwork Orange of House of Fun match, retaining the Knockout Championship. In the main event, Joe Hendry defeated Nick Nemeth to become the new TNA World Champion. So we get into this year's show, which is going down again at the Curtis Caldwell Center, and We've got 8 matches scheduled. I don't know if they'll have anything on the pre-show, but we have, first up, we've got Ryan Nemeth versus Mara Sade, the artist formerly known as, what was her name? Jakara Jackson in NXT. She's done a fine job over here in TNA. She's really started to make a name for herself and become unique. She's different. So why is this match happening? It's a weird, right? You don't get a lot of intergender wrestling, and AEW and TNA are starting to bring in more of that. So this all stems from Ryan Nemeth just being an asshole. He's brash, he's arrogant, and he's been a thorn in Mara Sade's side, and she's not up for it, right? So she just super kicks him all the time, and he still doesn't get the message. She don't want you. So they're gonna have a match. Just, I guess winner, like if he wins, he gets a date with her. If she wins, he's gotta keep it pushing. I expect this to be a lot of fun. TNA, probably more than most companies, does intergender wrestling. They do it really, really well. And I expect it to be just kind of a fun affair. I actually think she's going to lose just because it fits the story. You can kind of drag this story out just a little bit more. So take Ryan Nemeth to defeat Mara Sade. Then we have Cedric Alexander, Moose, Joe Hendry in a 3-way match. This is probably the most random of matches. It does not make any sense. So Joe Hendry is appearing live. He is now part of NXT. It's so funny that if you look at the match poster, it doesn't say NXT above his name, even though he is now part of NXT. But this is just going to be a triple threat match. This was supposed to be, I believe, an X Division Championship match, right? Cedric's supposed to take on Leon Slater for the X Division Championship, and Moose put himself into the match, and this was supposed to go down, but Leon Slater's on the European tour, or he's got visa issues, and there's been a lot of visa issues, so he's not even able to defend the championship. But he's also wrestling on the WWE tour, and they clearly want him. So this is just a match for bragging rights, and literally everybody's getting a title shot at some point for the X Division Championship. Moose and Cedric Alexander. So this should be a fine match. It would suck for Joe Hendry, even though Joe Hendry's TNA through and through, but he's not part of NXT. For Joe Hendry to win this match and, can't keep little brothering TNA, right? So I don't expect him to win this match. Moose has kind of just been here at the moment, and Cedric has been the true number one contender who just re-signed with TNA. So a nice little clash of styles. You got two power men in Moose and Joe Hendry, and you got the high flyer and Cedric Alexander. I'm going to take Cedric Alexander to win this match. This is just he needs to keep that momentum while going forward when he gets that eventual title shot. Then we have AJ Francis versus Rich Swann. This is coming out of AJ Francis kicking Rich Swann out of First Class. They were allies for the longest of time, and AJ kept trying to get Rich Swann to do all of his dirty work in its attempt to capture championship gold. Now, he won a title here or there, but it never was enough for him. So at Final Resolution, Swann refused to hit Leon Slater with the X Division Championship, instead hit Francis to cost him the championship. So now that they're no longer allies, AJ wants to exact a measure of revenge when he delivers Swann. He's going to deliver to Swann. These are friends turned enemies, and this is all personal. Here's what I think. I think at some point you have to elevate AJ Francis up the card, whether that's for the international championship, whether that's for the world championship. You gotta put him up there. And Rich Swann just got back. Even though this history between the two, I don't really expect Rich Swann to win this match. I'm taking AJ Francis to win this one. Then we have the match that probably has the most kind of like meat and potatoes to it outside of the world championship, the men's world championship. Elijah and Mustafa Ali. This one is this one's been cooking for a minute. So at Final Resolution, Ali humiliated Elijah, right? Tied him to a horse, dragged him out of the Impact Zone. And Ali was humiliated by Elijah, tied him in the horse, dragged him out of the Impact Zone. So Ali retaliated, got his revenge, and crashed the concert, just whooping him down. So now here we are, these two competing at Genesis, and Ali just re-signed. So that's, great for him. He's been very, very underrated in the realm of professional wrestling. And Elijah, he just returned. He's getting his feet wet, building himself back up. So it's really, really tough to see where he's at in the ring. Because he hasn't had many matches since returning, but it's been good enough to keep the show going. So I really do like this match. It's got some heat to it. When's the last time Ali fought for the world championship? That's the important question. And I could see a couple of challengers being elevated up the card. So I like Elijah to lose this match. No, I'll take Ali. Take Ali to win this match. Then we have the TNA World Tag Team Championship as the Hardys are defending against Vincent and Dutch, the Righteous. And ladies and gentlemen, I like the Righteous. I'm a big fan of the Righteous. I'm a big fan of their work. TNA is known for their supernatural element, so it works. You know what I mean? And the Righteous have just come out to kind of, I don't know, get into the Hardys' head, right? So the Righteous made their return to TNA, and they confronted the Hardys, and they're playing all these mind games. And you know what the final path is? They want the World Tag Team Championship, but how they're going about it. So during that TNA steel cage match against NXT, the Righteous attacked Matt, took him out, and put him on a roller coaster. You know what I mean? And the Hardys made it clear that they're not here to play games. They want to fight. But the Righteous, they're just die Hardys. They are fans of the Hardys. They love them. They respect them. And now that love and respect has gotten them a World Tag Team Championship match. I like that. That's what I like to see. I'm good with it. The Hardys have had a really tremendous run as TNA World Tag Team Champions. I think they have been champions for over a year right now. Is that true? They have been champions for kind of been 2 years. They won the titles at Bound for Glory in 2024, right? Lost the titles in April to the Nemeths, but then got it back in July. So they've been champions for these two reigns a year. You know what I mean? With that brief blip in the middle. So is it time to crown? You know what I mean? Is it time to crown the Righteous? It's too early yet. I can see this match ending by DQ and this feud continuing with a really top stipulation, probably a Final Deletion match at the Hardy Compound, because that's how all Hardy matches end, at the Hardy Compound. So even though the Righteous aren't done with the Hardys, I think the Hardys are going to be able to pull this one out and retain the World Tag Team Championship. Then we have Ying Lee defending the TNA Knockouts Championship against Zaria of NXT. This was originally, ladies and gentlemen, supposed to be Danny Luna. Ying Lee won the title at, I believe, what's some NXT show, and Danny Luna has been built up and up and up and up and up since turning heel, going bad, and she's been fantastic at it. She's been attacking Ying Lee week in and week out, allowing Ying Lee to get losses, and she's going by Doomsday Danny Luna. That's what she's doing. She's beating Harley Hudson. She's beating Molly Grace. She's beating these people. She's attacking them. She's taking them out. She won against her former tag team partner, Jody Threat. And Ying Lee and Zaria Brookside, who's also a tag team, have really not had an answer for Danny Luna. But unfortunately, due to visa issues, Danny Luna can't wrestle this match, right? Typical TNA. So on the debut of Thursday Night Impact, Lee issued an open challenge, which was answered by Saruka and Zaria, with Zaria signing the contract. Now I expect Ying Lee to retain this championship, but knowing how TNA has been the little brother to the WWE, I would not be surprised if Zaria won this. She will have Zaruka with him. This is going to be a good match. This might be the match I'm looking forward to the most out of everything. But Zaria cannot walk away the winner here. So I'm going to go with Ying Lee to retain the championship. Her reign is really just getting started. So take Ying Lee to retain. Then we have, let's go with the TNA World Championship. Mike Santana just got the title back from Frankie and Zaria on the debut of Impact on AMC. And it was already announced by Santino that whoever won the match would immediately defend it against the challenge, whoever they defeated in the rematch at Genesis. The kicker is, for this match, Nick Nemeth is the special guest referee. Not only is Nick Nemeth the special guest referee, this is a Texas death match. And ladies and gentlemen, if you watch AEW, you should be watching AEW, you should be watching all wrestling. Texas death matches get you there. So after winning the championship, 2 days later, Santana's got to defend against Kazarian. So Daria Ray, the new TNA official, and Santana made, Santino made this a Texas death match. But why would you put Nick Nemeth in here as a special guest referee? Remember, he still has to call your shots. His half of the call your shot gauntlet trophy, so he can cash in. And it would suck for Mike Santana to get screwed again. Y'all have done everything in your power to pump up this man, to make this man great, to make this man feel fantastic, and he's at the top of the mountain. But for him to possibly win this match and then immediately lose it in the call your shot gauntlet, it's a double-edged sword. Like, you can't keep breaking this man down. Like, it was fun the first time when Moose did it, but I need some new excitement at the top of the card for the men's. Like, who really is there? You got Santana, you got Kaz, you got Macklin, who just lost the international championship. Eric Young's talking about a cleanse, ladies and gentlemen. So what is truly going to happen? I do expect Santana to win this match, and I expect Nick Nemeth to try to cash in, but ultimately fail. So take Mike Santana to walk out as your TNA World Champion and win the Texas Death Match. And lastly, which I think might be the main event, and TNA is known for having different types of main events, JDC will be taking on Eddie Edwards, and this will be JDC's in-ring retirement, and this will be his last match, and he chose Eddie Edwards as his opponent. So they are both members of the System, my opinion, the top faction in TNA. And JDC's calling it quits. 25 years. And he decided to go up with his longtime friend and ally in Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards is a former TNA champion. And this is going to be something great, something to look forward to. I like that they're giving this man the props because, as Fandango, he was great. And as JDC, he's been great. And, it's getting ready to start seeing people retire. We had John Cena, and now we got JDC. We have Sting and AJ Styles. Like, it's getting tough. But the question always is, do you win your retirement match? You know what I mean? Do you go out on top? So for this match, it really doesn't matter who wins because it's for the system. It's for the brotherhood. But it's going to be an emotional affair. And I'm going to go out on a limb. And I'm going to take JDC to win this match. It's going to be great. Standing ovation. The crowd. You send the crowd home happy just because there could be some shenanigans with that World Championship match. And you don't want to end a show like that, especially when Santana just got the belt back. So take JDC to win. So one more time, ladies and gentlemen, even though there won't be matches on the pre-show so far as of yet, take Ryan Nemeth to defeat Mara Sade. Take Cedric Alexander to defeat Moose and Joe Hendry. AJ Francis to defeat Rich Swann. Mustafa Ali, right, to beat Elijah. The Hardys to beat the Righteous, retaining the World Tag Team Championship. Ying to defeat Zaria, retaining the Knockouts Championship. Mike Santana to defeat Kaz to retain the World Championship. And JDC to defeat Eddie Edwards in JDC's retirement match. It should be a fun show. It's a fine card, not a great card. Check out the Let's Talk About It as well, where we talk about ask the question, can TNA elevate their pay-per-views? Because they didn't really have a strong 2025 when it comes to pay-per-views. You let me know. But that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Look at the screen we got coming up for the rest of the month. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course, the 215 on Twitter. And as always, Anna J, Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Priscilla Kelly, Bailey, and Isla Dawn. Holla at your boy. Peace.